What is up, YouTube? Today is a Monday, and it's the day that I can come check out cars at Insurance Auto Auction. I got my tag on. I'm looking for some cars, looking for a truck. Just kind of scouting, see what I can buy. I bought a truck last week, but the transmission ended up being bad. I just got it for such a good deal. It's worth it to repair it, but I don't want to pay a lot of money for the transmission. So I'm gonna try to buy a truck that has a good engine and transmission and just swap it to save some money. But I just gotta find it. I found the GR I was looking for. Here it is. Check it out, guys. It looks perfect on the pictures apart from the rear end. It's got a hit. Taillights seem to be there. Don't know if they're good. Both quarter panels are look good. Ooh, the interior looks great. They have like a leather wrap on the GR. No airbags deployed. Looks like we just need a side skirt for this thing. We might bid on this one. Be a good car. I like the way it looks. See if my dad says he's been wanting one, so might be the car for him. Found that truck I was looking for, but I forgot to record because I was more interested in making sure the engine and transmission were good for the truck that I bought. So now I can bid with confidence now that we saw it in person. I think that's gonna be it for what I came to look at. So we're gonna go drop off the car at CarMax. So I did buy the truck that I went to go look at Insurance Auto Auction. You can see I have my truck over there. And this is the one I bought. My truck's a 2019 with the 5.0 10-speed 4x4. But I bought it really cheap with a bad transmission. And transmissions and engines are really expensive for these trucks. So I ended up buying this thing, which is a 2020, same thing, 5.0 10-speed 4x4. But it only has 16,000 miles. It was an ex-Border Patrol truck. So I'm gonna be using the drivetrain out of this thing to put into that one. So I'll have a 16,000 mile, nice, clean work truck that I can use to haul, use to go off-road, use to go on trips. I'm just gonna have peace of mind that instead of it having 93,000 miles like that one does, it'll have 16,000 miles. So here's the front of the truck. Put a battery on it. The damage is mostly here. So it looks like it's whatever hit there, hit the wheel, blew the tire, and then it hit here as well. So the door and the fender were completely destroyed. But even the chassis, like even this part right here, which is, they call it like a crash bar, that's not even bent. So the whole frame itself seems to be good. And then even this structure up here, just got a slight damage here where the headlight is. But this is mostly straight, and so is that. So basically everything under here is good. Like not even the ABS pump that's here got destroyed. The airbox, just the mounting tab looks like it broke. So it didn't even get near the engine, which is what I'm looking for. The hit was so hard here that I actually knocked this inner tie rod out. But other than that, I mean, that seems to be the extent of the damage. This was one of the original wheels that was on the car, most likely from the accident. And then it looks like they just put some random spares on the rear. So the tires must have been really nice and just they threw some old ones on, because back here, this is the one that popped. You can see there's like a hole in it over there. Brand new BFGs. So truck's got really low mileage. You see over here, got the key. You can see it even says U.S. Customs and Border Protection, Border Patrol. Just stick the key in, bam. 16,966 miles and a half miles, I guess. 4x4. The only thing is I can't get it to crank, so I gotta figure that out. Stereo turns on. Everything seems to work. It looks like they had like a nice center console in here or something, and they cut out a bunch of wires. Look at that. I don't know if these are just all aftermarket wires or what, but they cut everything coming to here I guess this is like some factory wiring here that didn't get cut. So I think all that is actually just aftermarket stuff, because you can see they made a hole here. That wire just randomly comes out through there. This looks like an aftermarket connector. So I gotta figure out what they unplugged that's causing the truck to not crank. Tire low, they both popped. I gotta figure that out. Oh, this isn't good. I think they forgot this. A little tracker. Okay, well, let's try to get this thing started. Oh, airbags didn't pop. Big plus. Can sell all that stuff. So here's my truck, and we're gonna be swapping it because the transmission is bad. But since I bought this 16,000 mile F-150, we're gonna be swapping the whole drivetrain. So we'll have the engine and the trans and the transfer case. That'll all be 16,000 miles going into this thing. So I have a friend of mine helping me out doing this part. That's why I'm not showing you guys this whole process. You guys are just gonna see it like this, out, and then probably in. Just gonna be a simple video, but show you guys the work that we had to go through to even get to that point of getting this thing to be a perfect, tow rig for me, and like a daily for me, which I don't really daily much, but I'll be using, this will be getting used for Costco runs, and every once in a while I'll take it to the river to go off-road. But yeah, this is awesome. My friend was telling me that all the harness is connected and you can just unplug it from those main points there, which is awesome because that's how we do it on the FRS, the BRZs, and it just makes it a lot more simple versus having to disconnect every single injector, every single spark plug, every single sensor that are on these engines. It just becomes more of a job. So if you could just take it out with the harness and there's just 2 plugs, put it back in, the swap is like 10 times more simpler, which is awesome. So me and my friend Eric are getting this out. We got the engine 5.0 with the 10-speed and the transfer case coming out all at once. That way we don't have to take anything apart. That way when we go to swap it into that one, we can take that one out and just swap it all in as one complete unit, and have like a full 16,000 mile drivetrain. If we add, a bunch of other stuff to it, but it's looking pretty good. I'm excited. We're getting there. And go, it's coming out. To straighten it out, since we can't use the jack anymore, we use the ratchet strap. And it seems to be working just great. Yep. Again. Clearing everything. Now the problem is my floor is paver.
Ooh. Did it clear it?
Yeah.
Just with the momentum?
Yeah. A little bit more. Right there. Right there. Now we can bring it down so it doesn't pop off.
Yeah.
All right. I probably just need to get some 2x4s now, or you think?
Yeah, let's do something. Do you want to rest it up?
I got the engine and trans all cleaned up. Everything's looking really nice. It's still got a little bit of dirt here and there, but for the most part, it's nice and clean. It's good to see that everything most likely does have 16,000 miles, just like the dash says. So nobody swapped it out or anything, which I doubt it anyways, but everything looks like it should versus how a 90,000 mile trans looks. A lot older. It's just aluminum gets like a different tone of color after it's been used for a while. But engine's out. That thing will be for sale if anybody needs a 5.0. Transfer case is also good. The transmission is what's bad. It's the whole reason why replacing the whole thing. And from the looks of it, TB104, and we got TB104 over here as well. So perfect. It'll be compatible, even though that's a 2020 engine and trans. It's all the same stuff. It probably didn't change till 2021, and it might be the same as well.
The same still, yeah.
Yeah, it still might be the same. So that back there is the rear diff. Boom. It's all gone. I'm gonna put that on. Try cleaning the subframe a little bit, and it's a nice clean subframe. It just has like something on it that I would have to wipe it down on completely, and frankly I don't have time for that. This truck's gonna get dirty if I go off-road anyway, so it's fine. There we go. Now we're getting the new engine and drivetrain ready to go in. Lifting it up, gonna mock it up. We have Eric here putting in work. And I'm just the supervisor and recording video in case it falls.
Mr. Boss Man, please feed me.
You'll get lunch later after you're done.
Thank you, Mr. Boss Man.
All right, now let's get this engine in. All right, engine's about
lower, a little bit more on my side.
The engine's about halfway in. Engine, transmission, and transfer case. We're getting there. Got the engine in. We got everything plugged up. We're more like Eric did everything, but I just supervised. And he's just doing the last bolts on the motor mounts. Everything underneath is done. Here, we're just gonna put the air box and then try to turn it on, make sure everything's good before we put the radiator and condenser and all that stuff. So we think it should start without the radiator, so it should be fine. But yeah, everything's in. I'm excited. Almost done. So after not really seeing anything of my truck, just seeing me pick up another truck and get everything worked on, get everything swapped, here it is, my 2019 Ford F-150. It is not an EcoBoost. It is a 5-liter V8, so it's got the Coyote engine in it. It's a 4x4, but not only that, it is an FX4, which means it is like the off-road version of a Z71 comparable, right? FX4, Z71. It's like the sporty off-road suspension and all this, but it doesn't really matter because I'll show you guys what it has. So starting from the back, we have this crazy metal bumper, which has a bunch of LED lights in it. Okay, it's sitting on some 20-inch fuel wheels. I looked it up, they're like $500 a wheel, so like $2,000 in just wheels, which is pretty crazy. 20 inches with 37 by 1250 20-inch tires. So 37s, it's sitting on some 37-inch tires, which I was trying to fit 35s in my Tacoma. I was a little under 33s, so 37s is like a huge upgrade over what I had before. It has a full lift kit. As you guys can see, it's pretty tall from rough country, and I'll probably show it to you guys better from underneath. So it's got the RC 6-inch lift kit, and it comes with the upgraded shocks. So they're the rough country full extended shocks, so you don't have to put a spacer on your stock shocks. So this kit's like $1,500. So it's got like $1,500 in suspension, 2 G's in wheels, tires probably like another G, so I'm probably like 3 G's in tires. So we're at 45. The bumpers I found on Amazon, front and rear, for like 1,000. So we're like at 55, and you know, plus install. So this guy probably spent around 6 to 8K, you know, with all this stuff, getting it all installed. If he installed it himself, he probably saved some money, but installing the lift kit isn't cheap. So this is got around $6,000 in just mods. It's pretty gorgeous too from the inside. It is XLT, so it does not come with the center console, which is exactly what I wanted, because we can run 6 passengers. So anything higher trim than this runs a console, which means you only have 5 passengers. And I had that in the Tacoma. I don't want 5 passengers. I wanted something a little bit bigger because I have 2 kids now. So having a 6-seater, we can bring around an extra 2 people with us, which makes it nice. Here is the steering wheel, nice leather wrapped steering wheel. Got all the controls. It's got the bigger infotainment. Typically the XLTs will come with like a little one. So this is like a $2,000 upgrade. If you're trying to literally upgrade it later on, let's say you have the small one and you try to source all the OEM parts and you try to install it and you have to program it and all this, it's like, I think they sell a kit for $1,800 plus install. If you want to transfer over all the OEM stuff, you can probably do it cheaper, but then struggle with programming because you have to program it to make sure it works. So it's nice that it came with that. The interior is super clean. I put these like mats in here just to keep the carpet clean. Came with this cool little cup holder, and actually it has more storage underneath Look at that. Apart from the storage that you get into in this little center console. It is a 4-wheel drive, so that was a must. For me, the requirements are white truck, 4 doors, and 4x4. That's like my main requirements. And with looking for these new trucks, I was looking for a 6-seater to, you know, carry a little bit more people. So it's got the trailer set up as well, so you can adjust for the trailer. So it's got all the tow hitch lights and everything. Perfect. So very simple truck, but it's clean. It's my newest truck. The space in the rear is amazing in comparison to what the Tacoma had. You could not fit back here very well in the Tacoma. So here is my son's car seat. He would sit down, his knees would come down here, his legs, and his knees would literally be touching the back seat of my Tacoma. So look at this much space. He could literally be sitting down and we can walk in front of him to come and sit down in the backside. Have this little cover in the back just so, you know, kids doesn't get them dirty. Also, same full floor mat. And it's nice because underneath the seats it's empty, so you have a lot of storage space. So that makes it pretty nice. The bed does not have bed liner, unfortunately, but I did get off of the parts truck. I got the rear door because mine had a dent in it right here. So it was dented right here. So I was like, I figured I'll get the parts truck to swap over the engine and everything. And I have a tailgate as well. You can kind of look, if you kind of squint, you can kind of see it says Border Patrol under there. It would have been funny if they left all the stickers on, because people would be afraid of me driving by them with the Border Patrol truck. But yeah, it's the short bed, so not a lot of space, but it's got more space than my Tacoma did. So that's a big up. And these look ugly with the long bed, so I'm not a fan of the long beds. So it's got the 5.0 in it, 10-speed. The transmission was bad. I picked this thing up super cheap. Half price, literally, just because the transmission was off. This is a $26,000 truck. Picked it up for literally half price. And obviously I spent a bit on getting the parts truck, but once I sell the parts, once I sell the extra 5.0, which is like a $6,000 to $8,000 engine, which I have right here, I should cover most of the cost of the parts truck, and I'll bring my price back down. But that's how we took it out. Literally engine, transfer case. And then we took it out of the parts truck and then just swapped it all in there. So I have a 16,000 mile drivetrain. Apart from the I guess the drive shaft is the same because long bed's drive shaft is different. But I need to replace the axles. So the axles still have 90,000 miles on them, front and rear. And once I get those swapped over, probably here, I want to do that here shortly. And that way I'll have the 16,000 mile rear axle and the front axle, and then I can sell these, because these rear axles, 90,000 miles, they're still worth like $3,000. So that'll be some nice change. And then I think the beds are also like $3,000. So I have an extra long bed. And the whole frame of the other truck is good. So lots of parts to sell on the other truck. It'll probably end up making this one come down in price, you know. Right now, I'm like at 22 with the parts truck in this. Once we start selling the engine, start selling all the other parts, this might come back down to the half price point. And then I'll have a 16,000 mile truck that I can use for years to come, for towing, for everything that I need, and just, you know, for house stuff in general. And be nice. So just a quick video update on selling my Tacoma for $11K and spending an extra $3K to buy this thing. So went from a 2005 with 250,000 mile Tacoma. It was also white. It was also 4-door. It was also 4x4. It also had a diff lock in the rear. It was like the best Tacoma you could buy. It had leather interior back in 2005. You know, that was the best model you can get, TRD and everything. To a 2019 F-150, which is not the best model you can get on purpose, because I could have bought a Raptor for probably around the same price. One went out at an auction for 19 grand. I could have just bought the Raptor. But I didn't want to have another 5-seater truck. I needed a 6-seater truck to haul around the family as well. And that way we have a vehicle for long trips. I'm rambling on a little bit, but it's just like specific. So XLT was the highest trim I can get. If you went Lariat, you had a console, and then FX4 has made it even to the next level. So it's the nicest truck I can get that's still 6 seats. It's a Ford, granted. I probably would have wanted a Tundra, but the Tundras are really hard to find in six-seater, and there's, I think the King Cab ones are the ones that you mostly find in 6-seater. So I needed a 4-door. Like I wanted to have the extra space in the back for everyone and just be more comfortable. So this is going to be the tow rig. It's going to be the family travel vehicle, you know, and you're going to feel super safe because the thing's lifted with metal bumpers. So it's going to be super nice. Rambling on a little bit, but I'm really excited about my new truck. Yeah, so now we have a new hauler to haul the BRZ once it gets done, to take it to the track and to enjoy some other stuff. But I haven't been able to post videos because the orange FRS isn't done yet. So once that's done, the video will probably go up. So it's just taking over a month to get that car done. So that's why I haven't been able to post a video on it. So as always, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. You guys have a great day.